My name is Johan van Asten. My position in context to the River Waal Crossing Memorial is I have been preserving and protecting the River Waal Crossing Memorial. I started that campaign, it was 11 years ago. In our city, we forgot a bit the history, the link between Nijmegen city and the 82nd Airborne Division. My thought was we should better take care of the memorial. So I started to help the school who had adopted the memorial to make them aware about the history of the River Waal Crossing. I did that by making them aware about the post-war help from General Gavin. That history was almost totally forgotten. The 82nd did not only fight to liberate our city, but they helped to rebuild our city. In that time, it was all the Roman history in 2002 that was of importance. And I thought it should be the history of the 82nd who liberated us. The Romans were our occupiers. The 82nd liberated us, and that should not be forgotten. I moved to that part of Nijmegen where that memorial was, and I thought someone has to do something for that memorial because to preserve history. I met the old man, Mr. Herman Jansen, who had raised the memorial. He was very old and not strong enough anymore. I sometimes went on a daily basis to him to hear all about the history of the memorial. I observed all the information, and then I started to fight for the memorial. My feeling is that finally, again, the veterans, the men who died for our liberation, have our full attention, our full devotion. They earned it, they died, they got wounded. The ones who survived, they kept on thinking for years till now about the crossing. It gives me a very good feeling. You know, I think it's mission accomplished.
Favorite part of the bridge, I remember very well the first time because we have been thinking about the idea how to visualize this historic crossing. And then I remember very well when I was calling the architect, I asked how many light poles are there on the bridge? And he said, well, I don't know, it's 1 mile about, it's maybe 60, 70. And I asked, could it be 48? And he said, 48, why? I said, well, you remember we were thinking of visualizing the crossing, the Waal Crossing, and the 48 American soldiers who died. So we thinking of using the 48 poles between the quay and the dike to have this system of only in time to let them go on in 12 minutes. And then it was very silent, and he said, I asked, Chris, are you still there? Yeah, I'm there. Yes, he said. And he grasped the idea and he said, if there's no 48, we make 48. I remember it was in the dark the first time we tested the crossing. So the first time the lamps went on in the rhythm we had decided, we walked there, the two of us, alone on this dark bridge, and we followed the lights, and they went on and on and on and on, and it's about 12, 13 minutes. And we heard what it was windy and it was cold and the water underneath, and then we realized, in 44 the guys did the same, but in this fragile boats and under arms and in the fight. So it was a deep emotional mixture of realizing history, realizing this historical act, and being on the bridge, following in the artwork we designed ourselves. We didn't want to add anything spectacular, no laser lights, no colors. We wanted to use the bridge as such. So it's there, it's the monument, and nothing more. The artwork exists out of time. It's 12 minutes delaying the going on of the lamppost. It's the narration. Within a couple of years, everybody will know. Everybody will know. And if you want to see it, you see it. We don't impose this work on people's minds and in people's vision. We just invite you to think about history with a very discreet gesture. Most people of Nijmegen know the work, and especially since it's ritualized with the Sunset March. I mean, you must be completely stupid not to know about this work. So.
The continuation of this tradition is, for me as a person, very important to keep the memory alive of the ones who helped to liberate the Netherlands. Not only what they did 70 years ago, but it continues in what is going on today. The relation with 504 and what we're doing with 504 right now is the fact that liberty as we know it right now is not as, we can't take it for granted. 70 years ago we had the American soldiers, and especially the ones of 504, who died for us to get this, to gain our liberty as we know it today. But it is not, and what is going on right now in the rest of the world is that the same soldiers of 504, but also the veterans of the Netherlands, are going hand by hand to do the same things as what the 504 guys did 70 years ago. That is for me, every time I cross the bridge, that is what's going on in my mind. The freedom we still have to fight for. When I tell my story to the people that join me when I'm crossing that bridge, and one day I'm alone, but another day there are children or elderly people. There's always the question, sir, why are you doing this? And my question is, or my answer to that question is almost every time, why do you want to know this? And they say, yeah, well, you are walking here. Why? Yes, I'm walking because I can. And then I explain what happened 70 years ago, and then I explain what is going on in the world right now, and then they see me and they say, yes, I understand.